1, 2, 3, tuning into what's hot like a cup of tea. The Burp is live, it's time to feast with BLT icon bringing you the heat. Static on the dial and the crackle in the air, feeling like a rebel in the days wear and tear. The BLT icon's pouring out the noise, tuning into the Burp with the glitch and poise. Let's go!
Banter mixed with a dash of wild, keep your brainwaves swirling, keep your thoughts unfiled. Nothing is too strange, no tale is taboo. Catch up with the icons, there's always something new. Hot takes cooler than a summer breeze, hidden gems uncovered with the greatest ease. Let us take the stage.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the craziest time of the year in NFL, and we all know it. You know, it's also some of our favorite time of the year. It is NFL free agency. It's finally here. You had that 2 days where they get to talk to each other. Now everyone's signing, everything's moving here. People are getting traded there. Wow. Hey, welcome back to the Burp, as we're going to get talking about the NFL free agents happenings, trades. What's our favorite move? What do we think was our favorite pickup? Maybe what was our least favorite? What's underrated? What's overrated? And all of our opinions of what's actually going on and how do we think it's going to affect the NFL landscape for 2025. Fellas, welcome back. As always, it's good to see you. Good to be here. How you doing? How you been? What's new?
Good.
All right.
Howdy, cowboy.
Howdy, cowboy. Interesting.
Hey, you just got back from Vegas. You're a cowboy like Billy now.
I did.
Boys.
I don't know if I'm really a cowboy, but because if I was a cowboy, I would suck and not made the Super Bowl for the last 30 plus years. So whatever.
Ooh, shit.
Anyway, moving on. Let's get started like we always do, guys. It is the Burp episode 10. What are we drinking? Luca, what do you got?
Arnold Palmer. It's that lemonade, tea, and vodka.
Tea and vodka. All right. I don't know if you're trying to be health conscious or just wanting to I don't know. I got
Lemonade, tea, and vodka.
Oh, so that's completely healthy then.
Sure, yeah.
Lemonade, tea, and
Tara
potatoes.
Reid diet.
Got it.
Mhm.
Ooh. Okay. Moving on. Billy, what do you got?
I have this new drink. I don't know if you heard of it or not, but it's called liquid bread. You heard of it?
What?
Bread. Ooh.
Yeah.
Fermented bread? No?
Liquid bread.
Okay.
Oh, you dickhead. You got me again.
It's Coors Light.
It is Coors Light. All right, perfect. And today I am drinking out of my Manly
There you go.
baseball.
There it is.
And
Oh,
you know
that's
what?
cool.
Because I did come back from Vegas and I think I had a little bit of altitude issues and some other things. I'm sticking with water today. Probably my best bet. So
Nothing
All
wrong
right.
with that.
yeah. Anyway, I get to use my Manly, and my wife and my kids are not going to yell at me today. So that is the key to all of this right now.
They'll just find something
There you
else to yell
go.
at you for.
Well, they always do, but
That's
if
how
I
it
can
works.
limit it little by little, oh yeah, I'll be okay. So,
Absolutely. Yep.
anyway, shall we? Let's go.
We shall.
Let's get it.
All right.
I'm ready.
First things first. Looking at everything that's happened, there's been some big trades. There's been some big signings, some things that we expected, some things that we didn't expect. I really want to find out, guys, what's your free agency? What are your thoughts? Like who's your winners, who's your losers, and just go. Billy, let's start with you. Who are your free agency winners and losers?
Ooh, I get to go first. Well,
You get to go first.
let's see. So my thoughts. Well, it's crazy to see where all these players are going and switching teams, but I don't know if it's just me just not paying attention when I was younger. But was this common back when we were like young? I just always remember star players staying on the team that drafted them.
No.
It's a little overwhelming to keep on top of who goes where, but that's also why my fantasy football team suck because I don't pay enough attention. But it's fun to see all this, see how a team's trying to structure themselves and who they want to build around. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Winners, losers. I always feel like the Packers are losers. I just feel like they never make a splash.
Ouch.
I always just feel disappointed in the splash, but I will give Ryan a shout out because I was complaining this, and he mentioned this to me the other day. Like the Packers had a pretty good off season last year with who they picked up, and of course the names escape me, but I'm still disappointed.
Yeah.
I will take this little time here to talk about let's see, winners and losers. I don't know. I'm more of like eager to see where some players are going to end up. So
Okay.
if that has to hold off for a later segment, we can do that. But yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Let's Luca, let's get your thoughts on the topic as well. What do you think? Do you have any possible so far into this winners and or losers in the free agency period?
Yeah, as Billy was saying with the Green Bay Packers, they did have that splash with Jacobs last year and Xavier McKinney. Those are the two guys you're probably
Those
thinking
are
of.
big signings.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and man, I hope we hit that lucky gold coin, whatever you want to call it, the rabbit foot again with Aaron Banks and Hobbs. Modest signing there, and maybe we did something, but I think with the salary cap going up so much, you saw some inflated contracts that I was just like, geez, this guy's still making this much money.
Yeah.
Like, and then you see some guys who I didn't think were really proven people making some pretty big dollars now.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, really? Like, he's going to get that much money? So, like, the younger guys definitely won big time. The older guys who are maybe just over 30 are getting shafted, and they're scrambling to find a job when they're still putting up good numbers as long as they stay healthy.
Sure.
So, I mean, as far as winners go, I liked what the Buffalo Bills did. They didn't go out there and make a splash and grab like the most flashiest guys out there. They rewarded Shakir. They brought in Joshua Palmer. I like both those guys. And then a huge favorite bringing in Joey Bosa. I think that was a steal. He's one of those veterans that got shafted, a 1 year, $12 billion deal. So I think the Bills did good and they improved. I think they're going to be a little bit better for next year. Maybe they won't get shafted by the refs either. Hopefully they got a couple of them in free agency too. But as far as losers go, right? As far as losers, I mean, I just don't think the Jets know where they're going and what direction they're going. And I think they're just throwing money here and there after they're gutting the team. I mean, they get rid of CJ Mosley now today. And they brought in, I think it's Sherwood on a 3-year, $45 million contract. So I just don't understand what they're doing with that team. They got some talent, but I don't know.
No, that's fair. Make some really good points. Now, if I can just interject here, I'm actually going to disagree with you about the Jets.
Oh.
I do have the Jets as one of my offseason winners. Okay. Now, granted, they're going to take on some dead cap space from Aaron Rodgers. However, they are moving in a completely different direction. And I think two big, I'm going to call it two big pieces here for the Jets. Number one is picking up Josh Myers, the center. He was a very good center who worked with both Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love. Okay, so yes, a little bit biased there, haven't gotten to see him, but he's a Pro Bowl center, I believe. A very good center point to that Jets offensive line, and that's where they needed help. Okay, so they addressed the center, and they got that. And now this is going to be an underrated one, not in my underrated, but I think overall is the signing of Justin Fields. So bringing in Justin Fields, who I think it was 5-2 with the Pittsburgh Steelers last year before Russell Wilson came in. Getting him out of Chicago was the best thing for him. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So now he's had time to be a backup. He was also a starter in Pittsburgh, but a backup in Pittsburgh, learning behind Russell Wilson. Moving into New York, right? It's New York, but I think he's a little bit more mature than that, than if he were to have been a rookie coming in as a New York Jets quarterback. So bringing in those two pieces right there, and you still have Breece Hall, and then you still have Garrett Wilson catching, like you still have pieces there that are going to make a pretty dynamic offense. And then they got high picks in the draft coming as well. So they have an opportunity to completely, yes, they're gutting their team, but I think you're getting rid of a lot of these high profile people that may not be as dependable as what we once thought they were. So I think you're building that way. So, going to disagree with you on the Jets.
Okay.
Speaking of O-line real quick, I just want to bring up, and I hate doing this because this hurts so bad, but the Chicago Bears have made a lot of good moves in free agency and through the trade this year. I mean, they brought in Jonah Jackson. They brought in Joe Thuney. Joe Thuney's got a bad rap right now because the Chiefs had to move him out to tackle for the Super Bowl, and he got exposed. He's not a tackle. He's a guard, right? So they're going to bring him in to play guard, and they also got Drew Dahlman. Now, the biggest thing I want to point out here for people watching and listening is that in the NFL, in college football, high school football, any level of football, the key to having a good football team and winning football games is your offensive and defensive lines. The offensive line never gets enough credit, but what the offensive line can do is by controlling that line, controlling the gaps, not allowing your quarterback to get sacked, you can take any mediocre quarterback and turn him into an all-star quarterback. And we've seen this plenty of different times in history. So the Bears, Jets, winners for me. Losers for me are going to be the fans. And that's because of those inflated contracts that you talked about. You're just going to see prices go up at the stadiums on everything to try and recoup some of that money, because we all know the NFL owners are not going to lose money. So,
Right.
Okay, done. Good. I needed that. Thank you.
Unless you're the Panthers owner, then you're losing.
You gave props to the Bears?
Oh, it hurts so bad too.
Bears.
Does it taste funny in your mouth now?
It does. It definitely does. Like, ugh, hurts. Ugh.
Bears beats and Battlestar Galactica.
All right.
I just wanted to say that.
Nope, that's good. So I appreciate everyone's thoughts on winners, losers, free agency, how it's kicking off. Now, I do want to dig a little bit deeper into this topic for you guys. What's your favorite pickup? Like, what was your favorite pickup, your favorite trade? What was your favorite move through this first week of NFL happenings? So, Billy, let's start with you. What do you got for your favorite move? Just love it.
Well, my favorite move, I mean, yeah, call it my favorite, but Geno Smith to the Raiders, I think, was a huge win for the Raiders. I think Geno's career had a resurgence when he joined Seattle. He proven that he can be a solid QB1. And I think he can be a legitimate option to get the Raiders relevant again. I feel the Raiders just had this revolving door of quarterbacks since Derek Carr. Even Derek Carr's later years, he wasn't that efficient. So I think this is a good move to get him that success. Geno plays with a chip on his shoulder. He did when he was written off when he joined Seattle, comeback player of the year or whatever it was, and reunited with Pete Carroll.
Yes,
I think he's coming out swinging, and I love the quote that he said with Sam Darnold joining. He said something like, "Oh, they can keep that gingerbread man," or whatever they called him. He's coming out firing this year. So, like I said, I'm not a Raiders fan, don't really care, but I do think I'm looking forward to seeing how he makes that happen.
Let me ask you a question quick. Do you have any concerns about who Geno Smith is going to throw the ball to in Oakland?
Well, he's got Bowers. So Bowers is a pretty good tight end. Is Jacoby Myers out of jail, or is he? No, that was Ruggs. That was Ruggs. Sorry. All the Raiders end up in jail.
They end up in jail. The Raiders are Chiefs.
He has some talent. I mean, I think it's a little bit more to work with than what he had in Seattle. I mean, obviously in Seattle he had Lockett, he had DK Metcalf, he had a little bit more powerful weapons, but no, they're all pros for a reason. Okay, they should be able to perform.
Right. Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you for that.
You are welcome,
Luca. What's your favorite move so far in this first week?
Yeah, this is gonna stain my mouth, but I think we can officially say Justin Fields was the right quarterback. And I said it a while ago, it's that offensive line is just trash in Chicago. And I'm glad they finally listened to me. It sucks I didn't get paid for being the free GM. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Luca. I applied for it. I just didn't get the position. I didn't even get a letter back like that one guy from Goody. But the offensive line. It was always the offensive line. It always will be the offensive line. And they finally adjusted for it. They didn't need to trade away Justin Fields and get rid of him. They could have gotten somebody even better in the draft last year than the Caleb Williams guy. And it's unfortunate they really messed over that franchise year after year after year for no reason when you had multiple Chicago Bears guys blocking each other. Right. And running around completely lost. And they've realized that again this year. Like, oh, it's happening again with this quarterback too. Maybe we're the consistent problem. Maybe we should address the line like Lucas said a while ago. So as much as it pains me to say it, do I think Caleb Williams is it? No, I think they had him with Justin Fields. So I think Caleb Williams is still going to look. And it's, at least they address the line. And I think Swift, if they still have Swift, they'll run a little bit better. So, man, I hate saying it, but I think they're not going to flip flop necessarily, but I think the Packers just moved up a spot for sure. And then you're going to have the Vikings and Bears like right there behind trying to figure out their life, maybe at 9-8. It's still going to be a tough division.
So I want to ask you both this question. Do you think Caleb Williams has the potential or the ability to become an MVP caliber quarterback?
Wow. I would say yes, but not on Chicago.
Okay.
My turn.
Yep, your turn.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to say it depends on what color his fingernails are that day.
Okay, if
No.
he finds a color that works, yeah.
I think he could be that guy. I mean,
Okay.
he won the Heisman, right?
Yeah.
He's good.
Yep.
I mean, if he can just figure out how to play in the NFL, I mean, I didn't watch many Bears games, but he scrambled too much. I think he held on the ball too much.
Yeah.
Try to play hero ball too much. I think if he figures out and gets that NFL quarterback IQ, I think so.
Okay.
So I think he'd be a Hall of Famer, maybe not, but
All right. No, I agree. I tend to agree with both of you guys, and I feel that with Caleb Williams, he's got that superstar potential in just pure God-given ability to play football. His problem, I think, is all up here right now. He's not just mentally. I feel like, and I don't know the guy obviously, so I could be wrong. Just not grown up yet, right? Like, so when he grows up and he can combine that God-given talent and ability with a more mature mindset, he may be a problem in the NFC North for us. So
I agree with that.
look out for that.
Yeah.
Now I'll say my favorite pickups, and because I am a homer, I'm actually going to go with the Aaron Banks pickup for the Packers. I think it was huge to help solidify that line. Now, the Packers knew they were moving on from Josh Myers. They let him walk. Now, I wish they would have kept him because Elkin Jenkins is an all-pro guard, but moving him to center, which he's also very good at, can help us there, and getting another really good guard to fill in that space will help solidify that offensive line a little bit. Plus, we still have last year's first-round pick who hasn't even played a snap yet, still waiting in the wings to develop as well. So I like that, and I think the biggest one is going to be the Brandon McManus signing because – man, we don't have for the first year in 2 years, we don't have to worry about a kicker going like we have a kicker. We don't even have to bring another one in. So those are my favorites. So
you know what? Kind of going on with the whole Packers thing. We were 23rd in defending on the pass last year. And that's where Aaron Banks helps us out. We were 9th against the run. We could obviously block against the run, but where Aaron Banks and his stats really show up is that pass defense. He just holds those guys. Well, not really actually holding for penalties, but
right.
Keeps those guys in place. And I think that's a really good signing.
It really does gives Jordan Love a chance. It gives him more time to underthrow the receivers. So,
oh my gosh, here we go again.
Yes.
Hey, we're 3rd in drops, man. Wicks went backwards big time. Dobbs went backwards big time. Reed.
So did the football. It went backwards too. So, but okay.
3rd in the league in drops.
Before we may need to make a Jordan Love thing, just like going a debate on Jordan Love.
I'm on the Love train. I don't know about you two. I'm all about it. You watch Brett Favre and you watch like Aaron Rodgers for so many years, you're gonna be up on that upper echelon of expectations. I'm a realist. He did have some good stats. Yeah, he was injured. He played hurt for a lot of the year. And his decision making, I think part of that you got to put on LaFleur too, because some of those play calls were just stupid. And the fact that how many times did we need the ball to be caught on 3rd and 7 by Wicks, and he drops a wide open catch. Not all of them were underthrown. There was a lot of drops.
Okay.
33 to be exact.
All right. Okay. What else do we want to add, guys? Anything on our favorite pickup or move that we've been we've enjoyed the most?
I'm solid over here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
So let's dig a little bit deeper into this kind of stuff too. All right, going a little deeper on this, we need to talk about like what do we feel is our most overrated contract and what might be our most underrated contract. So let's start
Ooh.
with overrated contracts first. Billy, you want to start us off? What is your most overrated contract that has been given out so far in this contract, in this free agency happenings?
Sure, I have two.
Oh,
So my
Okay.
first one is just little minor plug. Debo Samuel. He'll be injured by
Okay.
week 4. Put your money on it. Dude's made of glass.
All right. All
ouch.
right. Okay.
Ouch.
Sam Darnold. Let's
Sam Darnold. Okay.
let's just see if he can repeat his success that he had in Minnesota now that he's not paired with daddy Kevin O'Connell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do
Yes.
feel that as a player can be good, but if they're drafted by a mess of an organization, like that really paints a poor picture of a player. Like Donald on the Jets, trash. Panthers, trash. 49ers, only good enough to be a backup. But
Yep.
when he was on a decent Vikings team last year, he showed his potential, but he faltered when it mattered. So
Mhm.
we'll see if he can duplicate that in Seattle. But my prediction is no. So that is my overrated pick.
Love
I-
it. Couldn't agree more.
I'm kind of going to differ because, yeah, it's definitely a huge contract for him. Good job getting your money, 55 million guaranteed. I think that Seattle offense, it's the same concept of what Connell runs. So, or Conley, whatever his freaking name is, I don't care about Vikings, Fight Queens. They run the same type of offense. So it's set up for success for him. It's just on him to like show up. They did grab a couple of offensive linemen, I think, where they needed a little bit of help. So yet to be determined. They don't have any other receivers like Jefferson and Addison to throw to. All they got is Smith and Jigba, and everybody else they let go or got rid of. So
Yep.
it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Okay. No, very good points, both you guys. Luca, did you have anything else that was on for your overrated?
Oh, golly. All right. Panthers. I'm going to say JC Horn. He's
Okay.
finally healthy for most of the year, but in his 4-year career, he's only played 37 games. He made the Pro Bowl this year because he finally decided to play defense and had some pass defenses. A 4-year, $100 million. Come on, man. $25 million a year. Let's just call him Jair 2.0 already. I mean, golly. I think the
Come on,
Panthers had
Jair.
money to spend, and so they're like, why not? Let's throw it at this guy. He had a decent year. He did have a Pro Bowl year. The only person on the team, I think, that made the Pro Bowl. I don't know. Fact check me on that one. But, yeah, he did not deserve that much money. Not even close. I didn't like it. That's an inflated market with underwhelming people.
All right. Fair enough. No, I really feel like I tend to agree with you on that one. The JC Horn thing. I feel like the Panthers could have spent a lot of money elsewhere. Obviously, he has potential to be very, very good. The route I'm going to go here is I'm actually going to go, and this hurts a little bit too, is Devontae Adams to the Rams for $46 million for 2 years. I feel at 31, 32 years old, he's still a very good wide receiver. I just feel like his market and his value is not that high, especially when you're coming into a situation with a Puka Nacua and a Matthew Stafford. The Rams are losing Cooper Kupp. I don't know if Devontae is that breakaway star anymore, right? Like, so I just don't know. I don't like the fit in LA, and I don't like how much they paid for him. I'm not mad that he didn't come back to Green Bay. I never really anticipated that. I just don't like that fit. So that's my most overrated contract is Devontae.
I think the contract is overrated. I think he's going to be a great fit for the team, though. I mean,
I don't
had
think so,
Cooper
yeah.
Kupp been healthy the whole year, they were a great 1-2 punch. I think this is going to be another great 1-2 punch. I mean, everybody said Devontae is one of the greatest route runners in the history of the NFL, up there with Jerry Rice. The guy can just break away at any given moment, even though it looks like he's covered.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be good.
Let me ask you guys this question real quick. Billy, I'll start with you. Devontae or Cooper Cup? If you had to pick one.
Oh man, Devontae.
Devontae?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Devontae.
Yeah, I'll add one little thing too before
Yeah.
we go to the next topic. That I am curious to see how he pairs up with Stafford because Stafford has a cannon. Stafford can
does.
still chuck the ball at his
Yes.
age. I'm
Yep.
I'm really curious how the deep ball game goes, and if that works out, that could be a dangerous duo. But yeah, I'd probably rather have Devontae than Cup.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I can appreciate that. Luca?
Yeah, I'm all for Devontae as well.
Okay.
I mean, everything Billy said, just ditto.
Fair enough. Yeah, obviously for Devontae being a Packer, I wish nothing but the best, right? Like I hope he does well. I just don't see it happening. So, but again, that's the beauty of this, right? Like that's my opinion versus you guys' opinion. So, okay, ready to move on?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
All right, let's do this. Let's move on to now what we feel is our most underrated contract given in free agency. And let's go ahead, Billy. Let's start with you. What do you feel like is your most underrated? Who's flying under the radar? Who made the best move? Best contract? What do you got?
Well, I don't necessarily know what best contract, but I picked DK Metcalf for this.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
freak.
Yeah,
The size and the build of him and how ripped he is, but also how fast he is, and only being traded for a second round pick, I
Right.
think was a win because I think that was a steal for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Get it?
I like what you did there. I like what you did there.
I think he was unhappy in Seattle,
Mhm.
and I think he'll just be rejuvenated and a fresh start for him. He can make an impact. I do find it hilarious though that he told him that he wants to be traded to a team with a warmer climate with a good caliber quarterback, and then Seattle was just like, no, and we're sending you to Pittsburgh, homie. So that's kind of funny, but there's tension there, obviously.
Yeah.
So
right.
And no QB there either. So who's going to even throw him the ball? I think that contract was $30 million for that guy. He hasn't put up like astronomical numbers year in and year out, but we know he's capable of it if he has a good quarterback who's throwing him the ball.
Yeah, well, that's also the thing too, because I even think the game plan with Seattle with Geno Smith, like I just feel like they weren't really a huge chuck the ball kind of team.
No.
So I think he's going to bust out this year. So there you go.
All right. No, I like that a lot. Billy, let me ask you a question real quick. Do you think, because we knowing DK, a lot of us were hoping that he was going to end up in the Packers. Do you think DK would have been successful on the Packers
if Jordan Love didn't overthrow him?
Oh God.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
You know, I want to say yeah, just for the same example I gave about Stafford and Adams, because Jordan Love's gunslinger. He's got a strong arm. He likes to chuck it.
Sure.
That could bode well. So I would like to be optimistic. Since I kicked this off by being negative about the Packers, saying they lost, but I'll like to be optimistic and say yes. I do feel like it would have been a good fit.
All right. Yeah. No, I was hopeful for that one. More so even than like a T. Higgins move or something like that. I was hopeful DK we could have made a move for him, but didn't happen. So, Billy, thank you for that. Luca,
I'm going to say no real quick to that DK to Green Bay. The contract. Why? Because Jordan Love spreads the ball around to everybody. So, I mean, what, didn't he have like 10 different receivers in a game before he like completed a second one? So why do we need a DK type person? I think that's also why we didn't go after Devontae. We're not willing to spend the big money on one person if he's not going to get the ball every single time. And we have a lot of talent out there. So it wasn't needed. I didn't want that contract. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're right, too. And I think the Packers' bread and butter, too, is always to draft and develop. I mean, they always drafted a receiver, and then they always developed into a superstar, then ultimately leaves and breaks our heart, and then they never playing at that same level that they did in the Packers. Look at Greg Jennings, look at
Javon Walker.
And
Javon Walker.
Whatnot. So
and then he broke himself.
Yeah. So I do agree with your point, too. I mean, my point differed from yours, but I see what you're coming from, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I definitely see both of your points. No, I thank you. That was a little bit off topic, but I appreciate that. Okay, Luca, you got something else for underrated?
Yeah, underrated. This one's a really weird one, but DeAndre Hopkins to the Ravens, 1 year, $6 million deal. I think that's a steal for him. And you look at the number 2 that they had there. They had Flowers, who had a breakout year. He had a great, awesome fantasy year for me in fantasy football. Bateman, he finally started showing up towards the end of the season. He stopped falling down. He stopped dropping wide open passes. You got Andrews. Maybe Brick Hands will show up. He always does. He always does. That's just little spitefulness because of what happened in the playoffs. But now you have 3 legit good targets, and you saw a lot more pocket presence from Lamar this past year with having Derrick Henry and not having to run the ball nearly as much this year. You got robbed of that MVP. You throw in D-Hop, and now he's got a number 2 cornerback on him? Come on. He could return right back to where he was. I don't think he's lost too many steps, maybe 1, but that's a very underrated move.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a viewpoint on this one, and I'm going to defer until the what I want you guys to know portion of this about your take on that. Okay, so I have a take on this one. But no, I can see where you're coming from though. I mean, 1 year, $6 million, right? You're not losing a lot.
Well, and here, just to add on to that, even when he was with the Chiefs last year, he had 400 yards with 6 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns, but he was the number 1. It was him getting covered by the best person that opened up for Xavier to go catch some more balls. And so that opened up the lane for that rookie.
You really had a stranglehold on those balls, huh?
That's what it was, huh? All right.
All right, perfect. Appreciate that, fellas. And I'll just add in mine real quick. My underrated, it's not a contract really that was given out, but it was an underrated deal that I think maybe wasn't given enough attention. And maybe it should have been, because this Commanders team went to the NFC Championship game, right? And now they've been doing a lot of deals already, but now they just like re-upped their offensive line with Laramie Tunsil by trading for him from the Houston Texans. And I think that's only going to help that team, especially with the quarterback that they have, right? The young team. And now you got a 5-time Pro Bowl guard or tackle. I don't remember which one he is. But anyway, so the Commanders trading for Laramie Tunsil is only going to help that offensive line get better, which is only going to help their young quarterback get better. It's only going to help that team get better. So to me, that one kind of flew under the radars when they traded for Laramie Tunsil. And that's a guy I would also like to trade for and have him on our squad as well. So
right.
That's my underrated. I'm just going to call it my underrated transaction. So I really didn't have an underrated contract. Again, not a big fan of this year's NFL free agency happenings, but that was a good move by the Commanders. And unfortunately, it was to an NFC team. So
yeah, it was so underrated that all they said was Debo for the trade today. And nothing about Tunsil. Yeah, and I totally forgot about it until you brought it up. That was a really good one, T-Wes.
Yeah. So again, I've devoted a lot of this episode, I think, to the offensive line. And that's just because they don't get enough love. And everyone's all worried about the superstars. Yes, you need to have them. But if you don't have that offensive line that is protecting your quarterback or making holes for your running back, your quarterback's never going to get the ball to that receiver, right? Like, so you have to build that offensive line. And you see some of these teams doing that. They're finally putting an emphasis on it. And I think it just needed to get called out. So that's my underrated transaction. Anything you guys want to add real quick before we move on?
I'll just add one little point to what Lucas said about D-Hop. Like it is kind of sad to see such an elite status wide receiver at one point just turn to his journeyman. Like, didn't he go to from the Titans to the Chiefs, now to the Ravens? It's just it's kind of sad to see someone fizzle out like that. It's just I hate to see it. And now it's just kind of he's never just going to be that relevance again, in my opinion. Yeah. So kind of a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to talk on that part too.
Ooh, lovely! All right.
Yeah, looking forward to this. What you ought to know kind of portion.
Right. Who remembers Julio Jones turning into a journeyman?
Stop it! Stop it!
Shit. Oh, shit.
GD, Luca.
God,
I didn't. Sorry. All right. No. Okay. I don't remember shit.
Let's get to. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Just hold tight. Okay. I do think we should talk about one more topic before we move on. Is there anything that shocks us in this free agency? Like the fact that there's still so many good free agents out there. are any of these things shocking to us? Like what shocks us the most? Who hasn't moved? Who hasn't signed, or who did sign? So Billy, what do you got? What is our most shocking thing of this free agency thus far?
I think this is my favorite part is here is talking about this kind of stuff because it's kind of like like where they're going to go type thing. And I'm just going to call the elephant in the room as Packers fans and stuff. But I'm kind of curious to see what happens with Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
The drama surrounding that going to the Vikings, I can't see it. I don't think his ego would let him complete that Packers to Jets to Vikings loop the same way
I hope it
Favre ended his
does.
career.
I hope it does.
The Giants want him, but does Rodgers want them?
No.
I don't think so. That's
think
just
the
a
Steelers are
dumpster.
bust.
Just a dumpster fire of an organization. Is the Giants? I like Luca just said. I see him going to the Steelers. The Steelers dumped Russell Wilson. Justin Fields signed with the Jets. Steelers signed DK, like I said. So if Rodgers, will have him as a weapon with George Pickens, assuming they stay out of trouble and stop throwing fists at other people. You throw in a veteran, seasoned, tenured coach like Mike Tomlin. I can just see Rodgers being really intrigued by that, and just think that would be his best chance at winning at this point of his career. I don't think he retires just yet. I don't think he wants to hang it up with how his Jets time ended. I don't think he's going to go out that way. I think he just has too much of a chip on his shoulder. He doesn't want to go out like that. Two other quick ones. Stephon Diggs. I don't think he signed anywhere yet. Coming off an ACL tear, I'm just kind of curious to see if he lost a step or not. The Texans GM said that he'd be open to bringing him back, but just, it makes me wonder, like, under what conditions.
Right.
Nico Collins is emerging. Diggs could be a good number 2, maybe just number 2 in general, especially if he does lose a step after the ACL. I don't know. The question is, like, would he accept the number 2 role? Would anybody out there be interested in him? Or does someone still see him as a number 1? So I'm just kind of curious to see what happens with that. And then, as we discussed before, Cooper Kupp, just cutthroat ass league. They just said, peace out, Super Bowl MVP. Thanks for everything.
Right.
Cut the throat and out. So I'm just kind of curious to see where he goes.
Dude, those are 3 huge names you just threw out there. That is, I'm very shocked that they're still out there, and the fact that some of these guys are out there in the first place. So, very, very good list right there. What about you, Luca? What have you got? What's been shocking you, or who's still out there?
Well, my number 1 was Cooper Kupp. I get that he didn't have a trade set up for him. Nobody wanted to give a 7th round pick for him. I think it was the contract. It would be great to see him go to Green Bay and maybe a 2-year, $24 million, a modest dollar amount. I would be comfortable with that. Nothing more really, especially because he can't stay healthy. I mean, even with the 12 games he played last year, he still had 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. Not bad. But this is one thing I didn't know about Cooper Kupp until I looked up some stats. I'm a stat guy. He's only had 2 years where he's at over 1,000 yards because he keeps getting hurt. He just had that one crazy year in 2021 where he had 145 receptions, over 1,900 receiving yards and everything, and that was his only Pro Bowl, I think, too. So a modest one like that, and maybe he has a chip on his shoulder because he's not on the Raiders and he comes to Green Bay. I think that'd be a nice fairy tale. I would be all in for that, especially if he plays at least 14 games. That would be my favorite. I think there's a couple other guys who are out there that this is just me being a homer. I'm only thinking about Green Bay when it comes to this. I'm thinking about the edge rushers. I don't think we're going to do a trade to get Hendrickson. Rumors. It's so stupid. Especially since we never even talked to.
Would love that though.
DK. Yeah, but I wouldn't mind seeing Zadarius Smith come back.
He'll never come back.
I know. But the other prediction I had out there, Matthew Judon, he's still out there. I'm shocked he hasn't been signed yet. Come over to Green Bay. I would love to see that.
Okay. Can I add to your Cooper Kupp thing real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
I think what a lot of people are forgetting about is that the Packers are not going to have Christian Watson for the majority of the year, right? So we have Romeo Doubs, we have Dontavian Wicks, Bo Melton, and there's another one there.
Going to come back?
Yeah, I think he resigned.
Okay,
but
Malik
I think
Heath?
the fact, Malik Heath, but we're missing someone to go opposite of Romeo Doubs, right? Dontavian Wicks is a good slot guy, very similar to Devontae when he started out. A lot of drops.
I think we've got Reed as a slot guy now, though. Or is
We
he on the
also have
outside?
Reed. I'm sorry, I did forget Jaden Reed. But I think with Christian Watson missing there, you could fill in with a Cooper Cup. Just quick thought.
Yeah.
So, and especially with the depth that we have, he's not going to have to be out there all the time, and maybe that reduces his chance of getting hurt. So,
And with Cooper Cup's speed, that'd be great. It's another person for Jordan Love to underthrow.
Thank you. Look who.
Nope.
Yes.
I was saying that
Yep.
sarcastically.
Nope.
I was trying to be like,
You finally
Billy,
got
I'm
on
on
board.
that Love train. Choo choo. Let's not do that again.
All right.
Let's not underthrow.
So I think the part that I'm going to, and you guys talked about both these guys already, Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. We do have QB needy teams that are out there.
Mhm.
And the fact that neither of these guys have been signed yet. I did read something where Aaron Rodgers is the Steelers' first choice. They're waiting on his decision. Russell Wilson probably going to be limited to New York. There's not much left for him out there, and he would probably fit a Brian Dable type system. So
He wasn't horrible last year.
no, he wasn't horrible, but I think
He just couldn't finish games.
yeah. And so to me, I really do think we see. Now, I will say, I do think Aaron Rodgers. Okay, this hurts to say again. God bless it. Aaron Rodgers to the Vikings would be the best fit. Now, and I'll tell you why. Right, one, it does finish the Favre trilogy. Okay, but two, look at the situation he'll be in. A very strong offensive line. Aaron Jones, who he loves throwing to out of the backfield and giving the ball to, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, right? Just that team that's in Minnesota, and then he gets to play in a dome, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's away from a lot of the attention that New York gave him, and it's filling that Favre trilogy, but it's a team that was strong, went 14-2 last year, and is rebuilt, and it would be the best move for him to be successful right away. So
wait,
it hurts,
guys,
but
I got an update. Brett Favre just reached out to Aaron Rodgers to help him out with some welfare scams too.
Oh, perfect. That's step 4. Step 4 is in play.
I think it might be a done deal with the Vikings now. Oof.
Nice.
Oh boy.
They really upped that ante.
Oh no! What's next?
right.
Showing his wiener to reporter.
No, he missed that time in.
He missed that in New
Jets.
York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where is Jen Sturgeon when you need her? All right, fellas. Man, this was fun. This was a lot of fun. Let's move on to what should you know? What do you want us to know about? So, Billy, let's start with you. What do you think we should know about?
Oh man. Let's see. I'm an adult. I like ice cream. I could eat ice cream for all 3 meals of my day if I could. Hit me up with all that. Second, we have an episode coming up that I'm actually really, really excited for, that we've talked about doing it, and we are calling it the debate episode, or I think T-West, you call it the Great Debate.
Oh, yeah.
Reason why I like this podcast is because we agree on a lot of stuff, but I'm looking forward to an episode where we disagree on stuff and we just do a round robin of our different viewpoints.
Mhm.
So my what to know is I'm looking forward to doing that next episode. And anybody listening, I think it'd be very entertaining for them.
That's perfect. I also am really looking forward to that episode. So we're still building that, what we want to, what we're going to discuss, and making sure we do, in fact, have maybe differing viewpoints. So very cool, Billy. I'm glad you brought that up.
Going into another episode. Sorry, I knew you were going to say my name. I just ran right into it.
It's all good.
Yeah. All right. Going right into it. Speaking of episodes, I'm glad you guys let me pursue a little bit with Formula One, and you know how much it means to me. I recorded an episode. I'm sorry, you guys. You're in Vegas. You're on your way back. Billy, I think you're still on your way home and everything like that. I know I'm trying to get you guys into Formula One, but it was nice to just go off for a couple of minutes and just rant on that. I'm excited for that to get out there, and maybe we get some people from Formula One that want to watch it and get to learn a little bit. I feel like I described it in a way that it relates and resonates for everybody. So hopefully some more people like it. My other thing for what to know, TOS, I've known you for so long. And the one thing I really, really care about from you being in football as a fullback, Kyle Juszczyk being released. He is the best fullback in the NFL. And I sat there and I was like, I hope TOS takes this personal. I hope you walk around with the football all day just in memory of what Kyle did. He's a great dominant player. There's no reason to release that guy. I mean, is CMC even going to be alive next year? We don't know. It is what it is. But out of memory for you, when I saw that happen, I was like, hey, fullback lives matter. We got to care about the couple of good ones there are still in the league. Derek Watt was in it. So this guy, take care of him. Somebody please sign him.
Yeah.
T. West, I wish you would have been signed this year too. I mean,
me too. Me too.
Well, Luke, if you would have gotten that GM job for the Bears, you could have signed T. West. So it's really your fault.
Yeah.
Thanks
well, hey, they didn't even look at my resume, man.
It's your fault for being underqualified to be a GM of a football team.
Severely.
I'll just add on to the Kyle Juszczyk thing. Being a fullback, I will say, I don't think there was anybody better though than Mike Allstott.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And I had so much fun watching him run the football that he just was that guy. Right. So, you know what? I'm going to insert a clip here of Mike Allstott. So enjoy, everybody. Mike Allstott running the football.
Look, Allstott once again. And just runs flat over people.
Mike Allstott bouncing off the tackle, kicks his way free, gets his balance, drives into the open.
Allstott, no hole, trying to slip his way out. Gets outside. Look at those moves by the big man. He's still going.
Allstott running over the left side. Mike Allstott won't go down. Wow.
And here is Allstott trying to go outside. They still haven't brought him down. He's going to score. And again, Mike Allstott. He has been that way all day. Look at this.
Down in the backfield. Allstott.
He's still going. Allstott hit, pulls his way across the 40, still going, down the sideline, inside the 20, to the 10. He's in, touchdown.
So,
in addition, isn't that why you got the Buccaneers helmet behind you?
Yeah.
Yep. Thought so.
Yep.
Much respect. Much respect.
Down over there. So, I can appreciate that. And the other thing I'll add to your F1 thing here quick is, we can appreciate everyone liking and enjoying different things, and being able to talk about those is awesome. And maybe in the future, right? Maybe there's an opportunity where this grows big enough for you, Luca, to where you can take F1 and run with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that can be your baby. And you know what? I am super hopeful that something like that happens for you. So let's I'll get that video out there as soon as I can. So everyone should hopefully see that within the next week. So
awesome.
All right, now here's where I need to get back to what we were talking about. What you should know is you were talking about D-Hop, right? And fizzling out and being a journeyman. So it has come down to the fact that there are two teams in the NFL where all great wide receivers go to die. And it is either the Tennessee Titans or the Baltimore Ravens. And I'll name a couple team guys here. Randy Moss went to the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Julio Jones, you were going to talk about him. Tennessee Titans. DeAndre Hopkins, Tennessee Titans. Here's one. Andre Johnson, Hall of Famer.
Yum.
Tennessee Titans. Died. Right?
He won me a fantasy football championship when he was still with the Texans.
Yeah. So now D Hopkins gets to add the Ravens on there. Okay. And let's add Steve Smith with the Ravens. Right? Like, no matter what, somehow these guys that were once prominent wide receivers go to one of those two teams to just die. So,
And you got OBJ, but his was more so like baby oil, I think.
right, but OBJ was on the Ravens, right? And he didn't do anything there. So, like, there's another one. Just went somewhere, one of those two teams to die. So that's my what to know is if you ever have one of your favorite receivers going to one of those teams, just know that's probably the last you're going to see of him. Now, D Hop is going to the one who's been on both teams now. So that's
okay.
why
You didn't say anything about Julio though. Okay, so I don't feel nearly as bad, but Julio, he went to the Bucks and he went to the Eagles. Did he go to either one of those teams?
Yeah, I said Julio. He was on the Tennessee Titans.
He was okay.
Yep.
He went there first, then.
Yep.
I take it.
So,
okay.
Anyway, watch out for the Titans and watch out for the Ravens because your wide receivers are going to die there. So,
oh man!
All right,
graded move.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm tempted. I was holding off on that one. So anyway, all right. Thank you guys for letting us know what we should know. A little bit of a deeper dive into what you're thinking. Speaking of thinking, this has been really hard for me lately. Had a good week last week. Trying to catch up to Luca. Let's
it's 32-29.
32-30, I believe.
No, yeah.
I think I took away that point already.
No.
No,
the
I think
one that
we
we
said,
gave you.
I think we said if it comes down to 1 point, then we'll discuss it then.
Yep.
I'm nervous.
So it's 32-30. Let's hop into trivia, everybody. Trivia. I'm
But
struggling.
we find out that we were not meant for sports Jeopardy.
Exactly. No, the last week was some great questions though, Billy.
That was intense.
That was so hard to go through. So
I'm never gonna say a thing about a layup anymore, especially after those questions.
I'm just glad I'm not being asked the questions.
What was the middle name of Dirk Nowitzki? Like what?
Well,
let's go.
It is
LFG.
Luca 32, T West 30. Luca.
Yep.
Coin flip.
Does I still get to choose? Okay.
Well, you're still in the lead. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's how it works. All right. You know what? After last week, I need to switch it up. I'm going to go first.
Okay. You're going to go first.
Yep.
All right. Luca, only 2 players in the history of the NFL have unanimously won the MVP award. Who are they?
Ooh.
Like 2 players have unanimously won. I'm going to say Barry Sanders for one, and I think the other one was Brett Favre.
That is wrong.
Oh, this is tough. There's so many names that come to mind here. One of them, I believe, is Tom Brady when he threw for 50 some odd touchdowns. The other one is a risk. I think it's Adrian Peterson.
So close, but that is wrong.
Oh, no.
Was the other one Peyton Manning?
Half right. It was Lamar Jackson.
Was it Lamar?
Brady and Lamar.
Brady and Lamar. Son of a gun.
Way.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Too bad it wasn't quarterback. Too bad it was quarterback and running back.
I see. I thought
we used that joke before.
Yeah.
All right. T West.
Yep.
Which team has the most regular season wins in NFL history?
Green Bay Packers.
Ooh. Layup.
Layup.
Oh, Luca, are you ready for this one?
Nope. Oh, I should have gone second.
You should have gone second. You should have gone second. Which team has recorded the most wins during the 2000s? Which is 2000 to 2009.
2000 to 2009.
Which team has recorded the most wins?
I mean, part of me just wants to go with the obvious, and I'm gonna say, shoot, I'm between 2 teams. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna go with New England Patriots.
That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Oh,
T West.
Man, okay. So the Patriots I was thinking of them, Then I was obviously thinking the Packers, but the Packers had a couple down years.
Mhm.
I actually want to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That is also incorrect.
No way.
Oh,
That was the
yeah.
other team I was thinking of.
Yeah.
What?
Dang, guys. It was the Indianapolis Colts with 115.
Ah, son of a gun.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Okay. Yep.
All right. What are we up to? T West?
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
T West. How many NFL stadiums are there?
Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. 31.
That is incorrect.
Who else shares? Oh my god.
Yep. Because MetLife is shared,
That's right. I totally forgot about MetLife.
so it's 30.
It is
Oh,
30.
Dang
Can
it.
you name the other one that you said MetLife? This is no points. This
Yeah.
is just to see. This was a trick question. That's why I threw this one in there. So, Luca got that one right. Can
It's
you name the
SoFi.
other one?
SoFi.
Yep.
Yep, SoFi. Yep.
Okay, so you know what? To be honest, when you said, "Oh, that's the other one," I was like, "What other one is there?" Because I was thinking 31. I was like, "Oh, it does SoFi."
Dang it. I totally forgot about MetLife. I was so focused on SoFi. I forgot
Yeah,
about MetLife.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
All right, Luca, you up?
Yep. Question
Okay.
5.
What are all the ways you can score points in an NFL game?
You want me to name every single one?
Yes.
Okay. Touchdown, field goal, 2-point conversion, safety, extra point.
That is correct.
Oh, okay.
What about? I think there's one more.
Is there one more?
I think there might be one more, unless it counts as the extra point. But isn't there such thing as a drop kick extra point?
I didn't.
Well, I mean, no, drop kick, field goal.
Or yeah,
That's still a field goal.
is it still a field goal or is it different?
A field goal is 3 points. Is 3 points.
Okay, just wondering how we felt about that. Now I feel like there's a couple. Well, okay, all right.
I could say rushing touchdown, passing touchdown,
Okay, yeah.
kick return touchdown, punt return touchdown, pick 6,
Well, that's a touchdown.
fumble 6.
All right, T West. Which two sports did football generate from?
Ooh.
Rugby and soccer.
That is correct.
Wow. I wasn't too sure if you're going to get the rugby thing. Okay. Wow, that was awesome.
Guys, it's tied. You both have 2 points.
Dang,
Dang. Hey, nice job, man.
so mad at myself. I should have more.
Yeah, me too.
This bonus question is a true bonus question because it's kind of tough.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Hold on, I need a sip. Brain juice entered.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Who is the only rookie to win league MVP? In the entire history of the NFL.
This is a really, really tough one.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So I made this one for the bonus.
Johnny Unitas.
Wrong. I'm trying to think of a decent hint that's not going to give it away.
Right.
No hints. We got
No
to
hints. All right.
Um,
Let's fill up the dead space. What do you
Dan
think?
Marino.
Wrong.
Oh, definitely not him. Joe Namath.
Wrong.
Barry Sanders.
Incorrect.
Jerry Rice.
Wrong.
Randy Moss.
Nope. Once you guys know, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
I know I'm gonna be so mad at myself that I don't know this already.
No pressure or anything, T West. But if you get this right, you tied Luca.
I know that's the other thing on my mind. Like shit. Oh god.
Luca, no
Did
pressure.
Lamar
If you get-
Jackson win in his rookie year?
No.
Okay. I
No
thought it was
pressure, Luca. If you get this right, you further your lead.
Yep.
It was Adrian Peterson.
Mm-mm.
No. Lance Allworth.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Somehow.
Jim Brown.
Yes.
Yes.
Jim Brown.
No.
1957.
I was thinking old
Holy
people
crap.
back in the day. Oh man.
I just had to get there. I knew it.
2, 3, 4.
I thought you were gonna
Guys.
keep saying all the like new people. I was like going old. I knew it was on the older side, but I kept on thinking quarterbacks. Damn.
You guys, it's tied 34
Dang.
to 34. We have a game.
Oh,
Luka.
man, that's tight.
You sucked in the beginning, and then you build a lead, and then T West, you stormed a comeback. And now it's
Sucked
tied.
in the middle.
Yep. Oh
Yeah, Luka
man.
sucked in the beginning, and T West sucked in the middle, and now you're tied.
Oh man. You know, we're just trying to keep it entertaining for everybody.
Yep.
Trying to keep the game close. Don't read too much into it. We're both sandbagging, just trying to. We got a script to follow here. I mean, I got it all written down. You know.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
Yep.
You know.
That's fair.
No, this is crazy, man. 34.
34.
Got it.
I was thinking I got a little cocky there. I was like, I'm going to pull away. I got this. I got this.
You cocky? No.
No, not
You're
at
never
all.
cocky.
What?
That guy?
Come on.
No. No, hey, you know what, fellas? This was a ton of fun. I was so excited to get your insight on the moves that have been happening. Obviously, there's still some big stuff to happen. So, however it works out, man, I'm excited to see where Rodgers goes. I'm excited to see where Russell goes. See how these things have happened, how they play out. Great insight. I appreciate you guys' feedback. I really do. Any last things you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
Goody, sign a wide receiver or a defensive end, please. Just do it.
Got it. Goody, do it. Billy.
I got nothing.
Got
This was a good
nothing.
episode. I like the debating. I like talking this NFL stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. This is that time of year where a lot of people are excited about the chances that their team is going to have. This is exciting time of the year. So
Just wait until we get the draft episode. Oof. It's gonna be litty like a titty.
I do just want to point out, I do have a new hat I'm sporting today.
Ooh.
It is a trucker hat I did get from my friends Bruce and Cassie. They bought me a hat knowing my love for hats. It's from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, someplace I'm gonna have to try out.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
I'm excited to talk about my hats. I have a thing for hats. And I also did buy a Tampa Bay Rays hat, the
Ooh.
original from Lids when I was in Vegas, because obviously there's a Lids in Vegas, and I have to buy hats. So
Yeah. Course.
maybe we'll have to talk about hats
Obligations.
sometime.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see.
Mhm.
That's cool. Bruce did that for you because he's not really a cool guy. So
You know what? Hold on. Bruce was giving me so much shit yesterday about the fact that, oh my God, Luca's kicking your ass in trivia, and he took your starting gig on the commentary. Like, wow, you're just sucking
We're,
so
we're
bad.
spreading the love around. That's what it's called,
So,
Bruce.
no,
Maybe you could do that by losing in the playoffs to say me and Billy.
all right. So
I hope you didn't give him the belt.
Bruce is a very cool guy. I just kid. I'm just still a salty fantasy football loser.
we're gonna invite Bruce on one of these days,
Mhm.
and we're gonna have to go back and forth a little bit.
For
so.
sure. That'd be
I'm going to
fun.
mute him the
Hi,
whole
Bruce.
entire time. Just mute him.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much. This was a great episode. Loved it. Appreciate it. We'll have to talk more about free agency. Cannot wait for the great debate episode. Luca, we'll get your F1 out there. Maybe we can start seeing a little bit of an audience grow that way, and then you just like take off into the stratosphere with that. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being you.
I like it.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.
Tune into the Burp. Let's get it. Let's get it, get it. You did it, 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 get it, good. You've been into the Burp. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. This has been a presentation from the ball.
The Ball and Productions.